Welcome to Lesa's Wonder Sewing. So here's just a quick little project that I thought that we could do. It's a fast and easy one, and I hope that you guys enjoy. So on my project table here, I have a bunch of little loose stuff that I have always sitting kind of just down in front so that I can grab it. This back wall, though, I'd really like to make a wall organizer. And I wanted to make it so that it has pockets, but I didn't want, you know, a bunch of shelving or a bunch of hanging baskets or anything. Actually do that, and I'm going to bring you guys along with me while I make this project. I have lots of extra canvas that was given to me, and I'm just going to start out really small with this little project here, and I'm going to use this canvas. It's a bit chopped up. It's an extra little piece that was given to me, and I want to go ahead and use it up. I will straighten it up a little bit, and so I thought I would go ahead, start with this one, and then I can hang it up against the wall and have all those goodies that I want. Now my plan is to have some eyelets in there so that I can hang up the project without putting holes in the project. Okay guys, I have lined up my stuff of what I want to actually put into my pockets in each pocket, and I just kind of place them out as to in which order I wanted them to go, make it accessible as to how I grab my stuff. It probably really doesn't matter. I just want to make the pockets sturdy enough too as well. I don't want it to flip forward, so it's not flopping around. So I placed my things that I want, and I'm gonna leave a space down at the bottom, and I have it so that I have 1-inch spacing, and I'll put my pocket just down at the bottom of this line here. Okay, so now that I have it marked out to where I want it to, the size I want it to be, because I'm going to turn this into a tube. I want 2 pieces sewn together. I want to give it a little bit of more stability rather than using one piece, because I'm using quite a few pockets throughout this piece here, and I think it would just work better. So I've actually marked out what I want in my size for my seam allowance, and then I'm going to take it to the sewing machine, and we will turn it right side out and make it into a tube. And I'm going to forward and backward. I'm going to give it a little strength. Take out my pen. Don't need that there anymore. Alright, so this is what I have on my ends. I'm going to turn this right sides out, and I have pre-marked my areas. I laid out all my little tools that I would like to be in these little pockets, and so I have my lines right where I want them to be, and I'm just going to follow the lines as I go. Makes it a little bit faster. And I have pre-starched this fabric. Okay, so I'm gonna add my quick stitches here real quick just to this piece and close up this whole piece here to keep it together. So I'll go ahead and do that real quick. Are you comfortable, Manny? Are you comfortable? I think he's comfortable. I need to get a Manicam. Sometimes it's funner to watch doggies sleep or play than sewing. Alright, so I'm almost done with this here. Just kind of doing this top stitch on this side seam here. And reverse. And then I'm going to actually lay this on top of my canvas piece here. And then we will actually sew this down to the canvas. Okay, so I have my canvas piece down and my print side just on top of that. And so I have my lines marked out where I'm going to sew this down out. This here, I'm just going to sew just above right here on this line so that I can actually have this fray. I really like that. And I will do the same thing with the bottom here. And then I will go ahead and sew down my sides and then sew in my lines. Now I'm going to actually start in the center so that this stays taut and I don't get any bunching throughout the fabric. And then I will leave this top half here unsewn. I don't want to sew this down because then I won't have my pockets. So let's go to the sewing machine and we'll do that. Okay guys, so before I can do any more sewing, it is 5 o'clock. Manny wants to eat and it's like 30 minutes past his food time. So you want to go eat, Manny? Do you want to go have dinner? Should we go eat? Okay, let's go have dinner. Alright, so I've got me a fresh bobbin, plenty of black thread on my spool up here, and I went ahead and put my proper foot on here. So I'm going to go ahead and just start in the center right here. I don't want this fabric bunching up. I'm sure most of us actually do that, but in case you're a beginner sewer, starting in the center is the best place to start. And then just kind of keep your fabric kind of taut. Just I do have this a little bit here. I will kind of zoom in and show you guys. I am leaving this a little bit. If it frays, I'm okay with that. And then this right here, this will also fray. And I think it will look kind of neat. I might actually encourage it to fray just a little bit. Alright, and we'll just keep on working side to side as we go. Next one. Okay, we are almost done. We have 2 more straight lines. 3 more straight lines to do, and then we are all done. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this simple little project. Who knows, maybe you guys have already made some like this. If you have, feel free to find me on Lesa Swanner Sewing on Facebook and post your pictures. I'd really like to see them. how you guys have done yours. It's kind of fun little community, a place just to post a bunch of different pictures. I also have a group page. It's called A&E Sewing. It's anything and everything sewing. So you can put everything that you want on there and post all day long, and nobody's gonna care how much posting you are doing. So here it is. Without further ado, this is what we have. Pretty simple. That is a very easy little project to do. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and sew my lines just across here where I have marked below that. I don't want it to fray past that line that I have, so I'm gonna go ahead and sew a line there, and then I'm gonna encourage some fraying because I think that's super cute. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay guys, so this is what we have as of right now. So now that my top piece is sewn to my back piece, guess what? We're gonna cut this in half. So the size that I chose to do, I wanted to be able to make 2 of these and have one near my sewing machine and one near my craft table purposely. So you can actually go a little bit higher than this on this if you choose to. So mine is, so this is right at about 12.5 inches in height. So you could probably go a little bit higher, you know, more in height, and you can even go more in length. So I'm just folding this in half, and I'm going to press to make my mark to get my full half that I need it to be. I find this to be the easiest way, quickest way. We want this to be a quick little project. Now you don't have to cut yours in half. You can just make yours, you know, smaller if you would like. So I have my line. Just cut straight in half, and then I will actually come back and I will sew this top portion of this half I'm cutting off. I will just sew along a bottom part of it. So it looks pretty good. So now I have 2 pieces of that, and I've got 2 little pocket organizers, and I'm pretty excited about that. This is really going to help me. And I think later on I will actually make a much bigger one. Alright guys, so I have that sewn across my little bottom there. So I gotta tell you too, with this design that I have done, I've actually got more pockets than I think. So I probably will not use this, but inside here there's a pocket, and then there's another pocket. I'm gonna guess that you guys were thinking that it was gonna stay one piece and not be cut in half. So my goal was though to actually have the 2 pieces. So there is that. So I actually want to go ahead and get those eyelets put in, and I'll show you how to do that. So I'm gonna take this to the sewing machine, and I'm gonna sew just down at the bottom here. I'm going to place this right where I have it marked to cut and punch, and you can hear it, and it cuts it out. So we're going to do that on all 4 corners. Alright, so that one didn't cut very good. And I'm going to say the reason for that is these little guys get kind of full with fabric in there, and if you just take a pen, like a little safety pen, you can push it out to the bottom, and I'm gonna guess that mine's pretty full because of all the bags that I've been making. So yeah, there you go. So if it's not punching, I'm gonna guarantee that's the reason why. Try that again. Alright, that's better. Cut that piece off. Okay, so do I have all 4 corners? I do not. So I need to do my other piece now. Okay, so now you're going to add your pieces that you need to close up your little eyelets on here. So if you have a problem getting these to go in here because of the size of the head of the puncher that you chose, you can always just use a little pair of scissors and just make some little slits and start out very small. You don't want to have a problem with the hole ending up too big and it not closing up for you. Okay, so then you take your little eyelet and you put it just inside there. And this is where I like to actually add my glue. I want to make sure that these eyelets stay on here. You don't need very much of it, just enough. And you put the back piece on, like this. Now when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you get the right piece facing the right direction. So what I mean by that is this here, this green one, blue, whatever, this softer piece right here that's not metal, this one is metal, this one's plastic. It needs to go on your big eyelets on these ones right here so it's not smushing it and bending it. And you don't need to squeeze very hard. You can kind of overdo it a little bit if you squeeze way too hard, depending on how soft the metal is. And you just squeeze and you can hear it give a little pop. So I have my bigger eyelets on here, and I'm going to use my bigger die for that. So this one here, this is the middle one. So that's going to go on the back half of where you put just the ring on there. And the plastic part is going to go on the front of this one. Sometimes you can hear them pop, and then other times you can't really hear anything. So then they just kind of spread out and they lock. Okay, so you want to make sure too that you actually get these facing the right direction. So this is your top part, right? You want to grab this piece here of the eyelet. And you want to place this one on the outer, the pretty side of the fabric, they would say, on the outward side. And then you will place your ring on the back. And you can kind of see what that looks like before it's punched down. And you can double check it just to make sure that it closes down really well. And again, make sure that you've got the softer side facing the front side of this eyelet. And the middle part is going to be on the back half. And then what that does is it spreads open the eyelet in the back, and you can hear a pop. And then it's on there. Okay. Easy one, and I hope that you guys enjoy this tutorial on these little pockets, stashes for all your little sewing notions and goodies, and scissors. As you can see, I have lots of scissors for different types of fabrics that I like to use on and stuff like that.